It's Jeremy from jeremy.net. And right now I am doing a thumbnail for a sketch cover. And I did this sketch cover several months ago. And, I actually don't do too many sketch covers and commissions anymore. And it's not that I have anything against doing sketch covers or commissions, but I've found that when I was doing the sketches at conventions, that's most people like to get them and kind of watch the artist draw them there at the show. And the problem I have is that I'm not shy or embarrassed about drawing in front of people. I don't have a problem with that at all. I mean, obviously I'm sharing my videos of me drawing with you all here. But I'm not as fast of an artist as I'd like to be. And in that sense, it's not that I draw slowly, it's that it takes me a lot of sketching and a lot of thumbnailing, a lot of doodling until I get the drawing to where I feel like it's a finished stage. And I've found over the past few years at conventions, the commissions I've done, I stand by them. The people that have purchased commissions have been happy with them. But I always feel like I want to give people my best work. And I found that I just don't get my best results when I'm actually sitting there at the table, particularly because my attention is divided. The time between actually selling my comic and selling art prints and all that, and talking to people at conventions, which I do enjoy. But it's sort of like it's very difficult to make a finished piece of artwork when you're drawing, sketching, stopping every few seconds to hand out postcards, stopping to talk with people, and there's so much start and stop that it's hard to get into a rhythm with a drawing. And then even once you are getting into a rhythm, you can't stay in that rhythm very long. It's very much just sort of stop, go, stop, go, stop, go. And a drawing that would normally maybe take me 45 minutes to finish may end up taking me half the day, if not the whole day at a convention. So recently, I basically decided that I would do commissions if people requested them. But I would only do them if I could take the piece home and then mail it to them. Because there's just something about being able to sit at the table, to take my time, to look up reference. I mean, one of the reasons why I particularly enjoyed doing this one is because the girl who requested from me had a great silk cosplay costume. I mean, she just looked fantastic, and the costume was spot on. And she really wanted one. She really wanted to get a sketch cover commission from me of silk. So I was, when somebody is enthusiastic about a character and they really want you to draw that character, it wasn't like she just wanted anyone to draw. I mean, I had really pleasant conversation with her at the show. She seemed like she was really into the work I was doing and really wanted to see me do her version of silk. So it was kind of, this was definitely something that I enjoyed doing. But that's one of the reasons why I wanted to do it at home, so I could sit down and really take my time, work it out, do thumbnails, looking up reference. And these are all things that it's difficult to do at a convention. So, and I don't want this to come off like I'm bitching or moaning. It's really all about me wanting to provide the best work possible to people, regardless of whether they're fans of my work or whether they're just fans of the character. So this got me thinking, just in looking back at this video, I haven't, looked at it in a long time, but it got me thinking about speed versus quality. And that's, the main reason why I've, chosen not to really do commissions at shows anymore, is just that when you're working at a certain amount of speed, you end up, I find it a loss of words. It's hard to describe. I mean, it's really just one of those things where it's like trying to maintain control of a really fast motorcycle. That's what drawing can be like sometimes. And the faster you go in the throttle, the shakier it gets on the road, and sometimes you get to the point where you lose control of it a little bit. And I always feel like drawing is one of those things where if you're doing it right, it's just barely under control at any given time. And again, I'm pleased with the way this one came out, but even looking at the video when I got to the end, there's things that if I had a chance to draw over again that I would change slightly. And that's true of almost any drawing I make. If more than 3 days goes by, I can look at it and be like, I could change this, I could change that, that could be better. And that's just always the way it is. I mean, that's true for artists in general. I think the time passing, kind of like when writers take a book that they're writing, and before they go to edit it, they try to put it away. Sometimes they let it rest for a few days, a few weeks. Sometimes they'll put it in a drawer for a month or several months before they come back and look at it with fresh eyes and can really analyze it and see what they do or don't like. And I've noticed that that happens to me with drawings a bit too, where just a little bit of time goes by and all of the things that at the time I was drawing, mistakes I may not have seen, become apparent to me now. And that's where the speed versus quality thing comes in. Is like when you're going, trying to finish something as quickly as possible, you don't always catch things that you would change. And it doesn't necessarily mean that the finished piece is a bad piece, but we always, that's the nature of art, is you're not trying to be a perfectionist. You just want it to be the best possible version of what it can be. I had the privilege earlier this year to attend the fantastic workshop put on by Sam and Pete from One Fantastic Week, the YouTube channel, which I've mentioned a few times before. If you haven't checked it out, you definitely should. But one of the instructors at the workshop this year was the great artist Alan Williams. And he's got amazing, beautiful graphite art it's just some of the most beautiful black and white art I've ever seen. And he had told a story during his presentation, and the thrust of it was that at a point in his career when people were telling him to slow down, I think actually his wife may have told that part of the story, was that, as stubborn as he was in learning, in exploring his craft and growing and moving in the directions he wanted to go, when people were telling him to speed up, he actually was slowing down. And he was slowing down because he needed to do that to find and work out the direction that he was changing and pushing his work into. And I think I really needed to hear that at the time I heard it, because it's been driving me crazy how slow I've been working on Morningstar lately, my comic. But it's because I've been trying to learn, and I've been trying to put the things that I'm learning into use. And that's a real challenging, frustrating thing when you are reaching for something that's beyond what your current abilities are. Because I find myself moving slower and slower as I'm trying to say, well, no, wait, can this be better? Is this really the best I can do? So ask myself those questions at every turn, sometimes redoing pages and redoing pieces, or just being a little bit more methodical and taking my time to think pieces through more. And I'm hoping that this will end up being something that, I don't know who originally said it, but I first heard it from my buddy Carl Altstetter. He told me that the old adage in comics is, first you get good, then you get fast, then you get good and fast. And it might have been Walt Simonson who said it, or he might have been somebody who I read him mentioning in an interview with some other comic creators. I'm sure that many people have said it over the years. But I hope that I can start taking the things that I'm learning and have them show up in the quality of my work. And then on top of that, that I can really start producing work at that higher quality, but at a faster speed. Thanks for watching. If you enjoy these videos, please like and share them. Don't forget to click the subscribe button. You can sign up for my weekly newsletter to get a free digital comic at newsletter.jeremy.net. That's newsletter.gerimi.net. Also, visit my main website, jeremy.net, where you can buy my comic books, art prints, and more. There's also links to my Instagram, Twitter, and other social media accounts. That's it for now. Go be creative.